Oh, my lordy. What's up, bro?
Would you rather have a kid right now? Like, have a child right now, or get pegged in the butt right now? One of them
pegged in the butt.
Well, that can happen right now.
Okay, I want
one of them was possible because I'm here. You're welcome.
Oh crap! So if I would have picked a kid, you would have made a kid real quick. If anybody can make a kid really quick, it's you.
I could probably push one out.
Correct!
I could probably push out a kid.
I believe that.
You know, honestly,
your balls are basically one's an egg and one is filled with sperm.
Yeah.
That's the secret we're keeping from all women. They don't know that we have both reproductive organs.
That's
the only difference is when you are growing a baby in your ball sack, it's harder to protect.
Right. So that's why people make the equivalent of giving birth and getting kicked in the nuts. It's like they say one hurts just as much as the other, some people say, because if you have one nut, that's the egg, and one nut, that's the sperm, and you get kicked in the nut, it's like having a baby.
That's it. You're absolutely correct. I wish this was longer, farther on in the podcast, so I could put that as the highlight, because that is genius. Do you know you're speaking genius right now?
Facts.
You're my best friend.
Good job.
Yeah, I mean, I put things together.
What other things about the male body that not a lot of people know about?
Well, you have a seam from your balls to your butthole.
Yeah, I don't know. I must have one, but I just don't. When I think of a seam that you're talking about, I'm thinking of like a scar that's like raised and pointed.
Well, mine. Okay, I have a fear.
Does yours look like a mohawk?
I want to tell you something. If I took trimmers to my gooch, I could cut it.
It's like a new pair of
So
underwear.
this is where I think that my parents don't even know this. Only the doctor knows, and maybe 2 nurses, is that I may have been born with both genitalia because it looks like I was sewed shut.
Whoa, dude.
Not that extreme.
Ask your mom.
Because honestly, if that was the case, because I've had scars, like when I was born, I did have a surgery. I think they said that, like, what was it, a hernia? Really, they were just taking out all my female reproductive organs,
Maybe.
and they sewed me shut, and that's why mine's raised a little bit more. But my mom wouldn't know that. My dad wouldn't know that. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe that's why you are, you're so good with your emotions.
Well, I think I used to be good with my emotions when I was a teen, and then I shut that shit down.
You don't think you're good with your emotions now?
I think I hide a lot.
What do you
now.
hide?
And
why do you think you need to hide your emotions?
You know what? I think it's that I think I was soft enough for long enough, and now it's time to get hard. You know what I'm saying? Puberty made me hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I guess.
So I think it's my male portion of my body, my brain, my male portion of my brain is taking over where my female portion of my brain, and it's shoving it down. Emotions, no. Relational thoughts, no. Only logical thinking.
But wouldn't it be more manly to just embrace all those emotions, and then you just control them, and
You're starting to slip on me.
you just control them?
Go back to your man side.
What do you,
Shove it down.
dude? I'm in touch with all my emotions. If something's sad, you don't have to. We all know where guys cry
In the shower.
in the shower when your baby's born. But
Yep. That's it.
also, and when you're happy tears come too. Just embrace them.
Never cried happy, by the way.
That's crazy, really? I don't believe that for 1 second.
Let me think back for give me 5 seconds. Nope. I don't. My reaction of happiness is to get more excited.
I've literally seen you in tears from happiness.
You have seen me leak. You have not seen me cry from happiness.
I've seen you on this podcast cry from happiness.
No, I didn't cry. Crying is the feeling. Even get the feeling in your chest and stuff, like you're actually crying. that's sweating out of my eyes. I'm just trying to get I'm so hot that I'm sweating out of my eyes.
And luckily somebody came by to make you laugh so you could sweat it out of your eyes.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like I'm laughing so hard that I'm getting so hot, and then I'm just sweating out of everything. I mean,
When
I'm
I was-
sweating right now.
You sweating out of your eyes made me think of something. When I was in high school, this girl told me that she doesn't really cry tears too much. When she cries out her nose. She said her nose would run whenever she would cry. And she thought it was weird when she would be like crying, her nose would just be running. It's just
Yeah.
all snot. So I'm
Yeah.
thinking, man, that's really gross.
Well, let's
You just
think
got
about
boogers
this.
coming out of your nose when
Yeah.
you're crying.
Let's think about this anatomically. Well, so we know that girl that could drink milk,
Every day is a new day.
and she'd go like this, and she squirted out her eye. So if she had to do this, that's connected, like your mouth and your nose are connected, right? So that has to be connected as well. So maybe her tear ducts were just clogged up here from like years of crying as a baby, and she just got like they were swollen shut, and then she actually was crying out of her nose.
Dang.
So she actually did you ever ask her if she smelled the ocean when she cried?
No, I never did ask her that. I should have, though.
Well, how old were you?
15.
How would we know to ask that question? We never even saw the ocean at 15.
Yeah.
Didn't know. I didn't know there was salt in the ocean.
No, I thought it was all water.
Yeah,
Turns out salt in the ocean as well.
5%. 5% salt.
So do you remember? Okay, so recently we've come in. Well, I kind of told you about it. So me and you have 2 cats right now.
Yeah.
Recently, a friend from high school, his name's Cody, he asked me if I wanted another hairless cat.
Right.
And I really thought about it for the longest time because, well, not even a long time, but I just thought about it for a while because whenever me and you do move out, my cat, James Franco, is going to need a buddy. I'm going to have to get another cat. So I thought about this for the longest time. And I was like, you know what? That's not for like 5 or 6 months. I'm not even worried about it. I don't want to have 3 cats in our house. That's just a lot of cats.
It's chaos.
So I told my friend that they were trying to get rid of this Sphinx cat, and she was like, oh, I know somebody who would want it. And apparently that person went and picked up my friend Cody from high school's Sphinx cat today. And I'm not gonna throw a lot of shade at this cat. You know, these are all compliments. But this cat is a chonker. I got pictures of the cat from the new owners. Holy moly, dude.
Dude, those Sphinx cats, they don't know anything but petting you and eating food.
It is the biggest cat I've ever seen. It picture our cat Elric, who's already a large black cat.
Why do you have to bring race into this?
I can't help it. It's just the way it was.
He's
brought
just
up.
a cat, dude. He's just like everybody else.
Picture his size, and then picture an even fatter cat than when James Franco, my cat, was at its.
And he was, dude, your cat was, it was growing a neck. Your cat was growing a thick neck.
Here's one picture of the cat.
Ooh.
That doesn't really show
That's
it a whole lot of
how big.
justice.
That's how big your cat was.
Okay.
Oh,
Look at this.
he looks like he claps when he runs.
Oh my gosh, man! I used to call James Franco a rugby ball whenever he would get big. This cat is like a daggone sack lunch, like a giant sack.
Yeah, he kind of looks like if you took a bunch of ham sandwiches and threw them in a sack lunch and then smushed it up.
Wouldn't that be insane? A cat made of ham sandwiches.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Won't you come?
You know what that kind of.
in my eyes?
Today's episode is brought to you by Thomas Integrative Therapy. They can help with substance abuse, substance misuse, trauma, depression, anxiety, pretty much anything that you may or may not have, they can probably help you with. And, you know, things are a little crazy these days and anxiety and tension is high. And sometimes your chest feels tight, so go ahead on over to Thomas Integrative Therapy. They have a really handy Get Started button where you can start with an email, and they also have teletherapy options. So go ahead and on over there and check them out. You know what that kind of reminds me of? A memory that just came back to me that has nothing to do with cats, but has everything to do with ham sandwiches in a lunch bag. I have been like this sloppy person my entire life. Like I have been this disgusting sloppy person in my car.
It's like a new pair of underwear.
And in my room my whole life.
Correct!
I don't know if I'll ever change. Like I think I would have to have someone like remind me to do things to change, because like right now I'll go to a fast food restaurant. The bag that fast food comes in, I eat all the food, put it in the bag, and then I put it behind me because I'm driving and I just don't want it in the front seat.
I'm in Delaware.
So then I just have a bunch of fast food bags in the back of the car. When I was in high school, my mom would pack my lunch. And sometimes I didn't eat all my lunch. So then I'd leave my backpack in the truck because I never did homework. And I would pull
That's cool.
My best friend.
and I'd see where my old lunch is in my bag from yesterday. So I'd pull it out, put it in the back of the car, and then put the new lunch in there. And sometimes I would forget about the 20 lunches in the back of the truck. And I'd get like, and someone would get in the truck and be like, kind of smells in here, doesn't it? I'm like, yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? And it's all the fucking rotting cheese from the ham and cheese in my fucking car. So I would take all those bags and I just throw them in a trash bag and put them in the trash. And that cat looks like that bag of all of the meat and
all the
cheese.
ham sandwiches.
I can imagine its smell in real life,
Dude, you
because I experienced it.
you have to be careful with moldy ham.
Moldy ham?
Yep.
I've never heard that.
I'll tell you why. I had a tattoo client who was a parole officer
Okay.
for sex offenders. He had a what do you call him, a fugitive? He had a guy who was being a parole officer for. What do you call that? An inmate? A criminal?
He's just on home arrest. Go ahead.
There was a criminal that he was parole officering, and one of the first things they do is they ask you, okay, what kind of drugs have you done? Just let me know all the bad stuff you've done, basically.
Yeah.
Tell me all the drugs you've done. And the guy was going through most of the drugs, like weed, and he drinks, and he's smoked crack, he's done cocaine, he's done mushrooms, he's done he's done heroin. This guy has done it all. He's going through the list: weed, mushrooms, heroin, crack, cocaine, bone licking, ayahuasca. He's doing all this stuff. And my client was like, whoa, what's bone licking? And apparently on Christmas, this is what the guy said. On Christmas Day, you get that ham, you get the bone that's in the ham.
Yeah.
After you eat all the ham, you wrap that bone up in aluminum foil. This is what he told my client. You get that bone, wrap it in aluminum foil, and just put it under the table for a few weeks. Once it's done, I guess, you take it out from under the table, and
like under the table is like an oven.
like under the dining room table is like the storage spot.
You put it on the table, set it to 72 degrees.
Like, I just picture my Christmas dinner, like with my family, and just under the table, there's a drug brewing.
Yeah, it's duct taped under the table because you don't just leave it on the floor.
So you take this ham bone out from under the table and take the foil off, and there's mold on it. And what you do, apparently, you lick the mold and you start tripping balls.
The ham boning?
This is called bone licking.
I like ham boning better.
I was like, I feel like I've never heard this drug. And the only time I've ever heard of that drug was in that tattoo session. I feel like it's not a real thing. I feel like that criminal tried something once and it worked, and nobody else has ever discovered it.
Well, dude, honestly, I can see where that could possibly be a thing of like bone licking with the mold on the bone, because one time I felt a little something while I was eating a burger with blue cheese on it. Mm-hmm. I did.
Getting a little trippy.
Well, I was out eating, and I said, I want to have the blue cheeseburger, and I was like, and then I ate it. I felt weird afterwards. You know what I mean? Not because of the taste and the ickiness in my belly from blue cheese, because it's disgusting. For me, Anybody can like blue cheese,
I'm
man.
not-
Hey, like blue cheese if you like it.
It's like a new pair of underwear.
Put blue
I'm
cheese
not a
on your
fan.
turkey burger,
I
okay?
ain't a fan of it either, dog.
Won't you come in my eyes?
So I can see where somebody could trip balls because I think I had a little bit of a psychedelic experience with the blue cheese.
Really?
Oh yeah.
What happened?
I mean, I just felt funny, you know, and I know that's not a normal thing to feel an experience with cheese, like a blue cheese.
What does
That's
feeling funny sound? What does feeling funny mean?
I mean, just light. Just I felt light, kind of like if you smoke weed, but then I started to everything turned into like a reddish haze, and then my feet got real hot. I felt like I was closer to hell a little bit,
You might have been.
and then I saw a lot of snakes on the road.
The more drugs you do, the closer to hell you get.
My mom told me that. I think your mom told you that too, correct?
Yeah.
The more drugs you do, the closer to hell you get.
Dude, speaking of your mom, I don't want to get
Oh, come on, dude.
I don't want to get
Dude,
too
don't.
deep into your mom, but
No.
but your auntie, I had to give her some money recently,
Yeah.
and she made this sign after I gave her some money.
Go that way.
You know what hole she's talking about.
Correct!
You want to read it out loud?
Yeah. This hole sponsored by Handshake Snake Tattoos, Jacob Gordon.
You know what hole it's talking about. Tell your auntie I said hello.
Won't you come in my eyes?
Yes. Auntie's ass.
You know another funny story about the guy who offered that cat, the chunky one I was talking about. He was hilarious. One time we were in math class, and we were sitting in groups of 4. Our desks were shaped in like a quad, and we were all facing inward. And it was me, Cody, the funny one who offered me the cat, this guy named Lele, and my friend named Mitchell. Guess which one was the foreign exchange student?
That's the funny part.
Yeah.
Lele.
Well, Cody, he's like, oh my gosh, this is really freaking, my scar is really bothering me today. And Lele's like, what? Do you have a scar? And he goes, yeah, dude, check out this scar on my knee. And Lele looks under the table, and Cody has his ball sack out.
It's like a new pair of underwear.
He should have saw that coming. They do that in France.
I know. It's like, didn't you know that? That's the oldest one in the book, dog. Tricking people into looking at your balls, man.
Come on, Lele. They all do that.
Yeah, all men do that. Be more like us.
I just pictured, you know, like when they do the close-ups on SpongeBob where they make him look all wrinkly and gross. It's like, oh, you have a scar? Wow.
I really hope I don't have hiccups for the rest of this podcast now. That would suck.
Hi, I'm Jake.
Daggone hiccups.
Hi, I'm Jake, and I'm...
Hi, I'm Jake, and this is ass.
Oh, shoot. There's nothing better. Remember when we had that, I guess it was a party. A party. It was mostly a man party, you know, guys party at your apartment, Timberline. And everyone that walked in, like, you know, it was us first. And then someone would walk in, we'd have our balls out of our zipper.
Yeah.
And then the next person, and everybody had their balls out their zipper until they noticed. Then you put the balls out in the zipper. So there's like 8 guys, and then we invited our lesbian friends to show up, and it was like a couple of lesbians. They showed it, and nobody. I was like, "Hey, we gotta do the like get your balls out, right?" And nobody. I was like, "Oh no, I'm not doing it around the girls or whatever." I'm like, "No, come on, it's like not a big deal." And I did it, but no one else did. Maybe one other person. You might have done it. I don't remember. But I definitely did. And they're like, oh, hey, what's up, Bobby? And I hugged them both, and my balls were still
Oh my god.
and they didn't notice for like a long time. And
Technically, you sexually assaulted them.
technically, I didn't assault anyone.
Correct!
That could have been by accident.
It could have, but
Yeah.
it didn't.
Yeah. I could have slipped and my balls fell out of my zipper.
Yeah, exactly. Well, what's funny about this, you telling the story is, they didn't notice.
Right.
So how many people do you think in your life are thinking, I wonder if Poppy had his balls out when I was around him?
Right. Most likely.
Yeah.
Most
I'm
likely at
wondering
least
that.
twice.
I'm wondering that.
Twice. At least twice is the average for every person I've ever seen or has seen me in public. My balls have been out at least twice since you see me.
Yeah.
75%, I'd say.
Very interesting. Well, I've seen your balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I really like wearing like khaki pants
Yeah.
because it kind of blends in a little bit and nobody really notices.
Yeah. If you would take a picture of you with your balls out in khaki pants, take that picture, desaturate it, take all the color out.
Yeah.
It's really hard to tell. You got to squint
Right.
to look.
And because my balls are so small, it kind of just looks like one of the teeth on the zipper.
Yeah.
So people really don't notice. They just think my zipper's undone with a couple of spare teeth, like a snaggle tooth or something.
My balls aren't necessarily small, but the skin on my balls is actually, it's not like, it's not organic looking. It's not like wavy. It's kind of digitized. It's like very straight and angular. It looks like a polygon. And I don't really know if that's something I should be concerned with. It looks like
Like a Minecraft dick. Balls. Minecraft balls.
Maybe not even that. It's more like a polygon. Like Minecraft's more like cubes. Like this is more like a
Like a polygon.
modern piece.
Like it
of,
lies to you.
Like a modern vase for a plant to be in, but
Like-
it's ball sack.
Like a polygon. Like your balls could tell if someone's lying.
Yes. All polygons know if you're lying. You take a polygon test at the
Right. Like FBI or whatever.
yeah. If you murder somebody and they have to interview you about it.
Yeah, some really smart guy with big brain energy with also big balls, and he pulls his balls out and sees if you're lying
No,
because he's got a polygon balls.
You know how you get past a polygon test?
What?
Mood ring.
Yeah, right.
Because if you wear a mood ring, it'll change colors to
Yeah.
the color of the polygon ball sack, and you know how to navigate from there.
Yeah, you're like, okay, his balls must be kind of mad about my last.
I better act sad.
Yeah, I got to counteract it. He's thinking more red. I'm going to be a little more violet.
Yeah.
Counteract the mood ring colors and stuff.
Did you ever have any mood rings? Me either. We were talking about at the beginning of the
I'm not a bitch.
We were talking about at the podcast, you masking all of your emotions.
Yeah.
And me just being like, let them go, whatever. I will say, never had a mood ring.
Well, you already wear your emotions on. You already wear your heart on your sleeve.
Yeah.
I actually was talking to a
So
friend.
my skin is a mood ring.
Right.
What mood am I in right now?
Angry. You're very angry.
Now, what about now?
You don't change that quick. You're very angry.
Why am I so angry?
I don't know. You're just red.
It's interesting.
You my best friend.
You did just go to jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I've got like red spots on my head from jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
From Nick Brown squishing my ass.
Yeah. Yeah, I was talking to a friend this weekend that said that's why he likes you is because you wear your heart on your sleeve. That was a true statement.
What happened?
I was talking to a friend this weekend, and he said the reason he likes you so much, not the reason, but that's why he likes you, is you stick out to everybody because you wear your heart on your sleeve.
I do.
Yep.
Who was that?
I don't want to say. He doesn't want anybody to know his name.
I bet it was your dad.
Just know that his name rhymed with Skylar J. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So that's what he said. He said that's why he likes you.
Interesting. Skylar J. Shout out Skylar J.
So remember when I said the thing about the snaggletooth thing? So you said earlier that you said you wanted to talk about like some family tradition stuff.
Yeah, let's talk about some family
And-
traditions.
You my best friend.
Did you know for like a few years, me and my family for Christmas pictures on Christmas Day, we all opened up our presents and we would get a new set of like redneck, like Bubba teeth, like hick teeth that like look like you're a redneck, that
No.
look like you're you just looked ridiculous. Like you'd have like a tooth missing here and real big and yellow, and you just put them in. You like look like fake teeth. So you look like a crazy person.
So the fake teeth that you put in to look like a redneck, you call them redneck Bubba teeth?
Like Bubba teeth is what they're called. If you read the label on some of them, they're called Bubba teeth.
Very interesting choice of words to
What would you
show
call
a
them?
redneck.
What would you call them? Not redneck. I'm saying the wrong word.
I would say redneck teeth.
Oh, I would
Hillbilly
say
teeth.
Yeah, hillbilly teeth. That's what I meant. So they're like hillbilly teeth. Some of them will say hillbilly teeth or whatever, and there are a bunch of different patterns. And you put them in kind of like a mouth guard. Like you heat up the inside, and then they fit to your mouth really good, so you don't have to move them. And so like 1 year everybody got one in their stocking. So there's like during Christmas there's like 13 of us with these freaking hillbilly teeth, and we would take pictures of like the whole family with our hillbilly teeth in.
That is hilarious.
And no one noticed. And even like my grandmother took out her dentures and put in the hillbilly teeth. They're all yellow and gross, and it's really funny. And that was like a tradition for like a couple of years. 1 year was very special. Like 1 year was like the first year. Then the rest of the years, like we did it a couple more times. But I do have a picture of us in our living room, everyone having them in. And because it's far away and cameras weren't very good at the time, you don't notice until you zoom in. I mean, my grandparents, everybody
awesome.
has them in.
It's a great family tradition.
It's the funniest thing
Are you gonna
ever.
bring it back this year?
You know what? That might be a really funny thing because it was just so fun.
Yeah.
And there were no kids there. Like I was the youngest at the time. Like there were no like little kids. Now there's all kinds of nieces and nephews and stuff like that.
How old were you?
I mean, I was in high school. So like,
Old enough for it to be hilarious.
it was so funny. Like it was my background picture on Facebook for years, and
That's
no one
awesome.
noticed. They're like, and we put it on Facebook, and nobody noticed, except for like, and then I would like do a picture, like you zoom in and take another picture and put it in the comments.
Yeah.
That's what I did. Then people started to get. I zoomed in right on my one grandmother, and it was the funniest. She's just sitting in the middle of us, going,
That's hilarious.
"Yeah, it was awesome. It was so awesome."
Normally, one of the traditions we normally have is we all go to our friend Brandon's, who is a sponsor in the podcast. I'm going to add him right here. Today's podcast is brought to you by Brandon Bailey Piercing. Brandon is a longtime supporter of the podcast, as well as a world-class body piercer. To schedule your professional body piercing, head on over to pattysartspot.com, click the piercing tab, and there will be a link that sends you directly to his schedule. That's pattysartspot.com. Yeah, we go to Brandon's house, and normally we like eat all kinds of food, and we play like the Christmas games where, I don't know, like you wrap a bunch of stuff up in saran wrap, and everybody has
Like
wears
people's heads.
No, you wrap a bunch of gifts up in saran wrap, and you wear oven mitts, and you have to like undo the saran wrap ball. You ever play that?
No.
Yeah, it's super fun. It's like, it's really hard to unwrap the saran wrap ball, and as you unwrap it, things come out. And the person behind you is rolling dice, and as soon as they get doubles, you have to pass.
Oh.
So like you get whatever you can get, and you just keep
Oh.
passing it until the ball is completely done.
Oh.
It's super fun. But that's like a tradition we normally do. But the biggest part of the tradition for me is Brandon's brother normally comes, and we all get drunk enough, and we all ride him down the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Like
crazy.
like he's face down,
yeah.
just sliding down the stairs on his face, and you're sitting on his
Well, no,
back.
his head's up. He's like a Christmas sleigh,
Right. You hold his ears up so he doesn't hit his nose off.
and he's really muscular and wide. So his back is basically a 2-seater sleigh, and you just ride him down the stairs, and it's so fun. I don't know how his neck doesn't break, but it's great.
And also, it's kind of like he's made just like a sled, because you know how sleds, they'll have like a little line in the middle, like a little groove to like, so you can possibly steer. That's like the center of his abs is like that groove, and like the center of his pecs, he has like a perfect groove so he can like steer him down the stairs, because there is a turn.
Yeah.
There is a turn there where you can turn him and go down the second set of stairs.
It's a blast.
Yeah.
So that night, that's Christmas Eve. We normally get obliterated. And the fun thing is, the next morning's an adventure, because there's like no holding you back. Christmas Eve, you go hard.
Yeah.
And then like Christmas Day, you get up, get the coffee in you, and you go and do more wholesome family things. Mm-hmm. So like Christmas Eve's like a little bit of debauchery.
Yep.
Christmas Day's for the family.
Yeah. Speaking of, so that's like your Christmas thing? I read it. I was reading some today.
Rim job?
And I want to read this. I looked up craziest family traditions.
I'm in Delaware.
Okay.
And traditions aren't always in like holidays.
Correct!
Some of them are just for random things. Like this one right here. It's called it's one that's for when you go and take an important test. And it says, whenever one of us has to take an exam, they take a single uncooked potato with them. This has been tradition ever since my grandpa found one in his pocket after acing his driving test. We're not particularly superstitious family otherwise, but the potato has proven itself indispensable. So, one, I want to ask this question. How big were your grandfather's pockets? Because he found an uncooked potato in his pocket after a driving test. What 16-year-old, 1, eats potatoes, 2, carries a potato, or 3, has large enough pockets unless you have those Jenko jeans?
Well, listen, when me and you think of an old person, we think of like working in the garden old person. We think of, their job might have been a coal miner old person.
Yeah.
We think of walking in the barber shop, kind of
Leather shoes,
yeah, like
in a factory.
blue
Yeah.
collar. But we're not young anymore.
You and I?
Nope.
What
We're
are
old.
we?
We're old.
Middle.
We're middle.
Middle old.
So you got to think, you just read that on the internet that some old man back in the day when he was taking his driver's test found a potato in his pocket.
Mm-hmm.
That old man could have been just a young goth kid wearing giant baggy pants who dances like this to the music.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was just a 90s goth guy.
So you think he's a grandpa now?
Yeah.
See, I thought possibly it could be the same guy that to keep his virginity. Remember the couple that kept their virginity? The one girl would splash. The girlfriend would splash like cold water on her face, and he would take a bite of a raw potato. He probably had just broken up with his girlfriend, and he was just out and about. He's like, I don't know when I'm going to get horny. He's like, the driving instructor could get me horny.
That's a tough thing for men. We never know when we're going to get horny.
Especially when you're 16 years old getting ready to take your driver's test. 16 years old, boners pop up.
Well,
just anytime.
Or they pop up anytime, and you're worried they're never going to pop up ever again. So you got to use them. You're like, I have a boner. This could be my last.
Where's the bathroom?
I got to come.
Yeah, it's like, I'm going to do a rolling stop at this stop. I hope the driving instructor doesn't notice. Just rubbing outside your jeans. It's like, why are you rubbing your jeans so much? I got an itchy leg, got poison ivy.
It's just a lot. Go.
It itches every time I got a boner. It's like, why are you scratching your leg? Oh, yeah, every time I get a boner, I get poison ivy.
That's a curse.
Yeah, fact. Every time.
Hey, if there's any witches listening to this podcast, don't get any ideas. That's something really fucked up to do.
Oh, yeah. Every time. Every time I get poison ivy, I get a raging boner. It's awful.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's awful. You ever had poison ivy down there?
No, I had it all over my face once, though. Right
Really?
before Boy Scout camp.
Oh, classic.
Sucked, dude.
And then everybody made fun of you.
No, I went to the doctor right before camp, and I had like some medication to take. But I do remember being so swollen when I would run, my face would like jiggle.
Yeah, yeah. Did they all call you like Magnum PI? Magnum Poison Ivy?
Yeah, but
They all call you that?
But not because of they called me Magnum, but not because of my poison ivy.
No, they called you Magnum PI because you had poison ivy on that diucca.
Dioka. Dioka forever.
If he dies, he dies. If he gets the poison ivy.
Another family tradition.
Tradition.
Christmas. My mom always makes French toast sticks for breakfast.
Oh, that is very close to what we do.
What do you guys do?
We all do French toast sticks for Christmas morning.
Yeah, that is really close. We do it for breakfast. You do it for Christmas morning. Wow.
No, it's actually funny. So it started out with
there's
like
a glitch in the Matrix.
the made ones like that are already made, and then my mom started making them just herself. Like later on in life, like there was like a 10-year span with no French toast sticks, and then French toast sticks started up again, and she made them herself.
Are they better when she makes them, or do you like the freezer ones?
Well, the freezer ones are good, but
They're so
in a
good.
different way. You know what? You can taste the love
Yeah.
in the ones my mom makes.
Okay, what does she do different?
I think it's just fresh. Just that fresh taste, man.
Yeah.
It's like you like orange juice or orange juice. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I knew exactly what you mean.
Yeah, like what are they called in Maryland? Oh, orange crushes. It's like, you know why it's good? Because they actually crush the orange and put it in there. They don't just put that bullshit OJ in there.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not a pulp guy, but when it comes straight out the orange, give it to me however you want.
The best orange crush I've ever had was when we ate at that place with Mitch. I don't even know what it was.
Yeah.
Harry's?
No, it's fish. It's something fish.
I don't know.
Fishy, hairy fish.
Hairy fish.
Yeah, mohawk. Hairy fish mohawk.
Mohawk hairy fish.
Yeah.
Do you have any announcements for the podcast before we close out for the day?
I want everybody to know that I've been fighting the urge to take extreme urination
Oh, okay.
this entire time.
Oh, dang, dude. I didn't even know.
I've been twitching. I've been shaking. You know what? You know what's crazy when you're a kid and you have to pee real bad? You know what a good defense is? Trying to get hard, because then it like blocks off that duct for having to pee, and then you have to come. And so you buy yourself a little bit of time.
Very interesting.
That's actually like true. Have you ever like started to like get it on with a girl and like feeling her up like when you're younger, and then like you had to pee before, but then it goes away because that duct closed off, and then it's the cum duct.
Well, I've also I haven't done that, but I have, after I've came, tried to go pee. And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and I have to do a
I'm like-
handstand.
I'm like pushing. I'm like, what? Why can't I pee?
Yeah, it's because that duct's closed off from that sticky little cum.
Yeah. Okay, everybody. Now that
I'm
you know
sorry
about,
I said cum so much.
now that you know about pee ducks and little sticky little cum ducks, let's go ahead and close out the podcast.
Quack.
Give us a follow on Instagram, Today's Pray. Give us a follow on TikTok, Today's Pray Podcast. If you are interested in a sponsor, we have some room. Also, thank you everybody for listening. We will see everybody next week.
Later.
I
gotta go pee so bad. It's like
pee.
I'm like I'm a crazy person. It's like I have to pee like a crazy person.
Go pee.
You know what you don't have in your life? A really wicked West Virginia t-shirt. I'm tired of the old Flying WV t-shirts. You know why? Because they suck. And I've gone to all the apparel stores for West Virginia, and they all suck. Well, there's a new apparel in town, Couch Burner, West Virginia. And their logo is a freaking this right here. And it's a burning couch. It's awesome. And also, our t-shirts are available on their website at couchburnerwv.com. So you can get our stuff, you can get their stuff, and we can be cool and stuff. And that's that. CouchburnerWV.com. Check it out. Or if you don't know what to tell you. You just won't be cool at the next tailgate.